Welcome back to the Metaphiles Podcast Talks to You. We talk about the what's the world and the why. Episode 49 episode is about ties. I'm Jason Ford.
Zach Caffrey.
This is our prop. Giant saw.
Oh, yes. Here on episode 49, one away from a big landmark number.
Huge one.
We decided if we don't get it really right tonight, yeah, we want to show them what it'll look like.
If what? Wait, you were just cut my head off?
Grab your handle, and we're gonna just go, and that'll be that.
Probably sound like that too.
If we don't have a great episode, but live.
Or maybe if we do have a great episode, but also have an accident.
Accident. Wow. And right there, I think we're safe.
Yeah.
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 I would almost say that we should give the also well-dressed rust pole a ding.
A ding?
A well-dressed ding.
A formal ding?
A formal ding.
A little muffled, but, in a sophisticated way. It makes it a little bit more refined.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
Yes. This week it's the rust pole.
Hello.
Ding. If you'd be so kind as to ding me.
Let's add that ding you just said onto this.
Ding. Yeah.
On the sample pad.
Sample pad, week 2.
Week 2, it's here to stay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Our cast of characters grows ever larger.
It does, and for people who missed the introduction of the sample pad, let's go ahead and put last week's episode right here.
Okay, whole thing.
Yeah.
Just wait for the theme to finish.
Okay.
Just listen to the first minute or so, maybe, of the show.
Hello, this is the Metaphiles Podcast. I am Zach
Oh,
Caffrey.
remember?
I'm Jason Ford.
This is episode 48. It's expectations. You may have expected us to do
That was funny.
big,
I can't
crazy,
believe that.
wacky
got
intro
away
where
with
you do some
that.
kind of a voice
Wow.
here on the podcast. that talks
Okay,
to you.
well, but I really
This
do
week,
want to talk about
We're
ties,
defying your
so
expectations.
I think
This
we
is
maybe
just-
have to hit the fade out.
That was the
on
intro. The intro's
sample
done now.
pad.
It wasn't funny. It wasn't.
Oh. Okay, so we're back. We're back to speaking to you live. This axe is
A little concerning.
it's scary. It's
Yeah.
It's putting the sword of Damocles over our head, which is ironic because an axe is under our heads.
Yeah.
But much like the tie that is tied around my neck,
Yeah.
is this prop tied to this table? Should we move it?
Yeah, but first of all, before that happens, let's go ahead and just demonstrate
Oh, sure. The power of an axe.
the power of an axe.
In case anyone out there does not know what axes are for, there you go. That would be our big old melons. If we,
As soon as they made contact with
as
it.
soon as it happened, which, let's just, before we move the axe,
Yeah.
let's just go ahead and show people what it would look like if our heads even slightly touched the axe and pop just like that balloon did. So we're just gonna lightly tap.
It's kind of gross. There's spider webs on it and shit.
Yeah. So
What if you had to use this to edit the episodes? You got it. Oh no. No. Oh. Just joking. That was funny. It's probably kind of scary for our viewers. But they're good.
All
They're
right,
fine.
now I'm gonna just really get settled in for some good podcasting here. Okay. Hey, ties in us, huh?
Yeah. I don't know if there's many people my age who have worn less ties in their lifetime, who has spent a smaller amount of tie time.
Mm.
My tie time is, if there were achievements, like I wouldn't even have a single one.
Yeah.
You know, achievements linked to tie wearing.
You're
I
certainly
wouldn't have
never
a single one.
gonna 100% ties.
No, not even. I'm at maybe I'm at like maybe 30% to the first achievement of tie wearing.
Yeah.
Out of like maybe 100.
Let's, on the fact tube, go ahead
Sure.
and show maybe one of the only times that you did have tie time.
Sure. Looks good.
Looks pretty good.
But that one, quite obviously, was begrudging.
I was begrudged.
Yeah.
I was definitely begrudged.
Certainly, our generation and the one that follows us, least tie-wearing peoples
Mm-hmm.
since the tie, we assume, we'll get to that in a second too.
It's
we
so
get to
crazy.
the ties in the world, but
Yeah, slow it down.
sorry.
It's so crazy, and maybe I'm kind of blowing my load here prematurely. If I can be a little bit crass.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have a tie, so I think I can be.
Definitely. Your manner of dress indicates that you're going to discuss premature ejaculation.
Hey, what's up? What's up? You mind if I come in? I'm going to talk about premature ejaculation. I don't have a tie. Is that cool? Close the door. Oh yeah, but no, you look at like a video of just people doing normal shit from like the 1930s, and every one of those motherfuckers has a tie on.
Yeah.
And like a suit and a hat.
And-
Sometimes hats like this, and that.
And they're walking around like they're not dressed like that.
Yeah, they're pretending like it's not. They don't look fabulous.
Yeah.
Like it's a normal thing.
So you don't want to wear a tie, but you do agree it looks fabulous.
Yeah, no, I'm not. You know, if I was in the 1930s, I'd be wearing. I probably would be wearing a tie every day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you look over at the Rust Bowl right now, as I'm doing, and frankly, like,
Yeah.
I'm wishing your head was not in between me and the Rust Bowl so I could just look at it.
You should take that axe and just cut it off. Why don't you? You just do that, huh?
I don't want to have to get up and pick it up again and go through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I got my lean and elbow locked in pretty good now, so
Lucky me. Count my blessings.
yeah. But if you would look over at the
If I
tie
did.
pole,
Yeah, if I did.
if you did, it looks good. Looks hot.
Yeah, it does. We got a Rust Bowl ding. How about a Rust Bowl rub?
Oh, wait. Let's get that clean.
Maybe it's not picking up a little bit. Just like. Oh, okay. Hold on. That's
Okay, gotta have that one locked in.
a little background.
Yeah. What if we have that just happening the whole episode?
Just the rubbing? The whole episode? Sure, why not?
Because it's the sound of ties. What exemplifies
yeah.
the sound of a tie more than more than that.
Beats me.
Beats me. Is
Ain't
that
gonna get the
the
answer out of me.
name of the sample pad?
Ooh.
Beats me.
Whoa.
It didn't get a name yet, so it's not a true character.
Sure. Beats me.
All
That's
right.
its name.
Lovely.
Let's get a sample of me saying beats me in a funny way to
Okay.
include on. Beats me. Beats me. Beats me.
That was a really funny way to say that. Because it's like almost like your normal voice, but not quite. Not quite. On the other side of the coin that is the table, not coin time, but tie time,
Yeah.
I love tie time.
Mm-hmm.
I like to wear a tie. I like to wear a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a clothes horse.
Sure.
Should we see a clothes
Yeah.
horse on the
Yeah.
facts?
Because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay, so obviously what we just saw is a horse wearing clothes. But
Yeah.
a clothes horse just means somebody that likes to wear clothes. And particularly to clean up.
Mm-hmm. Clothes horse. I've never heard that one. I've heard fashion slave.
Ooh.
You know, you never heard that one?
Nope.
Let's get a look at what a fashion slave
Nope.
looks like. I guess it is. Whoa! I didn't even think that it's like an outdated term.
Oh, what did you think I would pull up?
A person in a lot of fashionable clothes.
Oh. Oh, my...
I don't think we should be talking about this.
Probably not. I'm getting scared of more than I was when the saw was here.
Yeah.
But yes, I love a tie. And I have particular taste in ties that I like. This one that I'm wearing is not really to that taste. I just thought it looked good with the ensemble.
Sure, I'd agree with that. The ensemble doesn't. You just wake up with an ensemble, don't you?
I woke up like ensemble. This is what I post to Instagram.
That'll be a formal ding.
Okay.
Sure. We've been neglecting the ding pole a little bit, so
Little bit.
figured we'd dress him up, take him out to dinner.
Yeah. Instead of keeping him locked up in the tower
Yeah.
to only be admired by us. Because I come down here and dig
You just
it.
ding it on your own?
Yeah. Even when Metaphile Studios is dark.
I don't confess that to the internet, but okay, sure.
I'm not scared.
All right.
Not of that.
Head sawed off? A little scared.
A little scared.
So, I mean, I'm not against putting on a tie and dressing up and putting on a suit and shit like that. The thing is like, I think I'm a strong. I mean, you know, it's got a. Some people are like you, and they got a good frame, drapes. Actually, you know what? I have a good frame too, actually, but
But do you have drapes?
it doesn't drape the clothes as well over the frame as you, because I got a little bit of, well, let's be honest, pure muscle on top of the frame. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, my point is that like it has to fit really well if I'm gonna wear a suit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna fuck around and look like an idiot
When
with
I
an
see
ill-fitting suit jacket.
when
I'm
I
just not
see
gonna
a
do it.
big old fella,
Big old guy.
a Dave Bautista type.
Sure.
And
Let's
he's-
get it from Dave Bautista. Just
Sure.
a quick one. All right.
Getty Images.
Mhm.
And he's wearing a suit. I'm scared for the suit. Again, I'm scared. I'm very vulnerable this episode. Please keep that in mind.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like he's gonna tear that thing. Just if he reaches
There's no
for
way. Yeah.
a glass of champagne.
Sure as hell ain't gonna be able to wrestle in that without tearing it.
No. And that's when I see you wearing a suit. I think the same thing. I think let's not give this guy any champagne or any kind of manias. Be they wrestle, be they Hulk, be they.
It's I know, man. I know. And sometimes you might. Well, it's like maybe I should stop lifting so much weights to get rid of all this muscle. But I don't even lift weights. So it's weird.
Yeah.
That's the weird part.
You woke up like
I
ensemble.
woke up like ensemble. Anyways, that's why I don't wear suits.
And the well, I was gonna say the suit industry thanks you, but probably the suit industry probably loves people like you and Dave Bautista, because that suit ripped. Guess who needs a new suit? Guess who sold a new suit?
Yeah. So they love muscles and they love gyms.
Yeah, that's why whenever you go to a tailor, they have a weight room at the tailor's place.
Yeah.
It's really it's a scam.
Mm-hmm. But also, you know what? This isn't the suit episode.
No, it's the ties episode. But I do just have to say that the tailor will say to you, I'm going to measure your inseam now, and do you even lift, bro? And it's like a real...
Yeah.
But you're right. This is not the suits episode. This is the ties episode. Can I tell a story that's tie related?
Let's do it.
From my youth?
Yeah.
When I was a little boy,
Mm-hmm.
and I only knew that me mommy and me papi were an item.
Let's put that on the... me mammy, me pappy.
Me mommy and me papi.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So that was the first time that let's go ahead and usually is what you say when I am going to have to put something, when the fact tube is going to get turned on.
Oh, kind of faked you out a little bit?
You did. I think we need a different keyword for beats me.
What do you mean?
Other than let's go ahead and.
Oh, okay.
Because it's always let's go ahead and see that on the fact tube, and then I have to know. Sorry to break the fourth wall. It's metaphiles. So. Oh.
It's beat time.
It's beat time. Okay, great. Okay, so let's go ahead and.
Mm-hmm.
It's beat time. And it's beat time.
What?
For it to say it's beat time.
Okay, gotcha. And this one over here, let's do that balloon popping on the saw.
Yeah, I think it can probably remember that far back.
Cool, good, okay.
And then just real quick.
Nice. Good beat.
My mammy and me mammy and me pappy. Me mammy and me pappy. They were an item.
Yeah.
I would even go so far as to say they were married to each other.
Yeah.
And I thought, geez, that's nice. As a little boy.
Sure.
Then one day, my father's tie was set upon the table. Mm-hmm. And little boy me, having never done this before, thought, I'm going to look at the back of a tie. What's the back of a tie look like? And if you would spin if the rust pole will allow, and you see that there's these little flaps on the tie. Not all of them have it. This one did. It had little flaps on the back. It had flaps.
Gotcha.
And it opened sort of like a book.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Sort of. Sort of like two books that are looking at each other.
Two books that are looking at each other. Let's go ahead and put that on the fact tube so we can have some idea of what's being talked about. Okay.
And so you open them like that. And this is now a flap.
Okay.
And neath the flap, a naked lady.
Oh, whoa.
And I thought, this is not me, mammy. This is me, pappy's tie, but that is not me, mammy.
Ooh. Whoa.
What is this? Who is this homewrecker? Pawn my father's tie.
That's amazing.
And I was like real freaked out about it. I was a little boy.
I don't know what the
This
hell
was
is going on.
shattering my world.
Yeah.
And on the ride to school, elementary school, next to the plastics factory, he contributes to the story. I don't know. I asked, "Fuck's up with your tie, you piece of shit! You run around on my fucking mom, you piece of shit! I'll beat the fuck out of you." And he explained to me, I like to be sitting in a meeting, and I know that on the back of my tie there's this funny thing, but the person that I'm in the meeting with, they don't know that funny thing's on my tie. So it just amuses me throughout my day. That's all it is. It's just funny to me, which I took as the truth.
Sure.
And which I love. And
Sure.
I do things that are just to amuse me
Oh, yeah?
all the time. I can't tell you about them.
Yeah, am I privy to any of these things?
Some of them. Some
As
of
your
them, yes.
podcast host, I should be.
Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. Some are just
Ooh.
for me.
Oh.
Also, I can't think of any specific examples right now. But yeah,
How convenient.
I went from being scared to learning a valuable life hack.
Sure.
And that's why there is a naked lady on the back of my shirt for every episode of this show. And nobody
Whoa.
would have known that until now. They never see us from the back.
No, they never once have.
And now it's revealed.
Wow.
Yep.
Exclusive. Metaphiles exclusive. That's cool.
And if you want to see her, that's when you gotta get on the Patreon and get the special Metaphiles 3D package where you can see it from every angle and see where the naked ladies dance.
Fuck, that would be so fun if we actually did that. We'd buy like 500 more shitty 10-year-old webcams and just put them in a circle just so we can do a 3D.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm looking at one of the angles. Not worth subscribing for. Not worth subscribing
It'd really just be
for.
like this shitty basement in 3 dimensions.
Yeah. And really, even from back there, you would be looking at the back of this, which
Yeah.
is plywood.
Well, yeah. Well, behind the scenes for you.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Layup Plays. This is a part of the podcast, of every podcast that we do, where I pitch an idea for a podcast that could be better conceptually as a podcast than the very podcast which you currently are viewing. Potentially. Don't know. But it could be happening. Anyways, I think a good podcast would be the Snake Cast. You have to help me out with these sound effects.
Oh, okay.
Let me like edit them in afterwards. Like when I do this, like do his sound.
When you do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to watch you really clearly. So
Yeah.
I'll know.
Welcome to the Snake Cast. You'll get snake bit, and then like rattler.
Okay.
You know, rattlesnake.
Yeah. I know it's not a snake, but could we also have like an eagle screaming? No. Okay.
Nope. This is a Snake Cast.
Okay.
This week in snake news, and then have like Oregon man bit by a black mamba imported from Australia.
I lay in that sound effect?
No, just like it could be a news item in the snake world that we view, that
Okay.
we talk about.
Okay. So,
You ever been bit by a snake?
no.
No? Okay.
Have you?
Pretty cool. No, I haven't been bit by a snake.
That's good. I hope we continue not to be.
See you next week on the Snake Cast.
Bye.
That's it. Just cool snakes, man. Just a cool fucking snake podcast.
It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Because snakes, you can get the fang, visuals going. Snake hiss sound effects.
Yeah.
Rattlers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Snakes. You can have reptile experts as guests, and have snakes as guests on your.
Yeah.
You have a snake tube instead of a fact tube.
Okay. I could talk about Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. Is that allowed? I got
Sure.
shut down by the idea of having an eagle scream come in one time. I got shut the fuck down on that. So is it okay if I talk about Snake Plissken? Is that okay?
Sure, yeah.
Great.
You have good and bad ideas on the Snake podcast, on the Snake Cast. Some of them are good ideas, and so they get implemented, and some of them are bad ideas.
I just don't see what the difference is between an eagle screaming and Snake Plissken on Snake Cast.
I don't know. What the fuck does an eagle have to do with a snake? Maybe that.
Well, it's like if you see a snake and then you hear an eagle, it's like...
That's it. We're done. Think about it. Joke's over. We'll be back. Welcome back to the podcast, segment 2, snakes and the ties in the world.
I was going to do an eagle screaming, but I'm not trying to be that podcast host.
Good. Let's do a quick beat first, actually.
Sure. Ding. Ding. Can you, ding. Sorry. Can you hold it up?
Oh, scratch that beat.
Ding. Ding.
Beats me.
Me mommy and me papi. Sick. Sick beat beats me.
Thanks, dog.
Jay,
Uh-huh.
shall we discuss ties in the world?
Let's discuss ties in the world.
Let me first say that we're doing this in a timely manner because International Necktie Day is celebrated on October 18th every year.
Wait. How's that
So-
timely?
Oh, because we're just about 6 months getting ready for it.
Okay.
It is celebrated mostly in Croatia, Dublin, Tübingen, Germany, Como, Italy, Tokyo, and Sydney. Those are the places where International Tie Day gets its biggest fun. So on October 18th, if you're planning a trip near any of those places, bring a tie.
You're welcome.
It's giving you 6 months in advance. You should have time to have procured a tie, made your travel itineraries, etc.
It's your fault if you fuck this up.
Also, real quick, just get this out of the way. Star Trek fans, you get one. You get one this week. We gave you a whole episode, then we gave you 2 last week. We talked about it quite a bit. This week, 1. We're weaning you off. This is Metaphiles methadone. You get 1 Star Trek fact. Jean-Luc Picard ties his ties using the Atlantic knot.
Whoa.
If you'd like to learn how to tie a tie like how Picard ties his, just look up how to tie an Atlantic knot on YouTube. I found one. It was very easy looking.
How about we put it on the fact tube? Just do them a little bit of a favor.
No.
No?
We've done them enough favors.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
This is, sorry, tough love.
Yeah.
We were a Star Trek podcast 2 weeks in a row.
No, you're right. You're right.
We've been Metaphiles for 47 episodes.
We
gave them 2.
We gave them 2. 3 now, practically.
Yeah. All right. The history of the tie, Jay.
I've often wondered this, like, what in the fuck is what?
What? And why?
And why?
We'll get there. The reason that International Necktie Day is celebrated in Croatia so hard is because during the 30 Years' War in France, which lasted from 1618 to
1985.
That's correct. During that time, Croatian mercenaries wore traditional small knotted neckerchiefs. Small. It helped them to do their mercenary work, to be wearing these.
Okay.
While these Croatian mercenaries were stationed in France during this 30 Years' War, Parisians took notice of these, and they liked them. Now, the Parisians, they called Croatians...
I'm gonna fucking kill you in this war. This is the worst war. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Wait, before you do...
Do it there, you were.
That is fabulous. They called Croatians Croats.
Yeah.
Croatians call themselves Hrvati.
Translation: coolest motherfuckers on the planet. So they call themselves.
So this became combined. Reading the word for that now. When two words get combined.
Portmanteau.
Yes. A portmanteau cravat. The cravat. Which was kind of like a tie, kind of like a neckerchief, kind of like in between those things.
Okay.
All right. In 1646, with only a few decades left in the 30 Years' War, the 7-year-old Louis XIV was wearing these.
Nice fella.
Oui. He was wearing these, and it became fashionable then in the French nobility. And soon, before too much longer after that, everybody in Europe wanted something to be tied around their necks.
So a few episodes back, I mentioned the ancient Egypt to ancient China to ancient Rome pipeline. I'm gonna add France to that. You think, right?
Yeah, when it's things that are kind of only aesthetic in nature, I would say.
Sure, okay.
The French are not going to create bowling, but they are going to see a certain
right.
type of bowling ball and be like, "Oh, that looks good.
Is it made of cheese?
Everyone should now use bowling balls like that. They are the best ones we have."
You're right.
So yeah, the pipeline, and then France has like a little grease trap.
Okay.
Where they filter out the grease, and you're left with something that's very nice.
Not oil. It's not an oil pipeline. It's a grease pipeline.
Yeah, not
Gotcha.
Greece, the country.
They should be on that pipeline too. They're pretty influential as far as the world goes. I mean, maybe it's not so much a pipeline. It's just, okay, listen. All I'm saying is these are hot spots for a global development.
Yeah. Here's. Ow. You all right?
Pull the neck muscle.
You should be wearing a tie.
Think it would help with that? I don't know.
Definitely. Egypt, China,
Rome.
ancient Rome and Greece,
Yeah.
France, Greece trap.
Which is fitting for France. It is kind of a grease trap, just as a country.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway, the cravat leads to something called the stock, which is like a cravat, except it's usually made of leather and it's much smaller. It's going to go just around like that. Now.
Kind of like a BDSM kind of deal.
I suppose. Yeah.
Sure.
This leads to a style known as bagwig. The bagwig was men at this time were wearing their hair very long in ponytails, but they did not let the disgusting end of the ponytail be visible. They would put them, the ends of the ponytails would go into a little bag, a little black bag that was hanging on the back of their neck. Kind of like the modern hipster who can't get his beanie all the way on his head.
Oh, yeah.
It was the ancient French version of that, or European rather. Bagwig.
So stupid.
The bagwigs.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Yes. The bagwig led to a piece of fashion called the solitaire, which was you would attach to your bagwig little ribbons that would tie around now to the front. So your bagwig now is tied in the front in a little bow.
Oh my god, okay.
Yes. By the late 18th century, there was these young Englishmen returning from Europe.
Can you make up like a flow chart? A flow chart for the tie.
Well, it's just 1-to-1. The cravat is bigger, leads to the stock, which is smaller. Then we got the bagwig. Then they connect the stock to the bagwig.
And
then these young Englishmen returned from Europe having seen this and Italian fashion. They were called macaronis. Hence, Yankee Doodle Dandy puts it in his cap and calls it macaroni. They were like the hipsters again.
Whoa.
Of this time.
Wow.
And they were known for their loud fashion sense and flamboyance.
This is throwing me for a loop. This is so stupid. But it's like makes sense because, like I said, I'm like, why in the fuck does this like what? It's just a fucking But this is like subdued and like makes more sense compared to all this shit I'm hearing about now.
It's the streamlined version of it, but it took all these evolutions of it to get there. By 1818, a style manual called Neclothitania was published. It was the first usage of the word tie to mean a necktie.
You tie it.
Right. It contained 14 different ways that elaborate knots of cravats could be tied. And due to its popularity, the ability to elaborately and quickly tie the cravat was now seen as a mark of elegance and wealth. Wow. The Industrial Revolution comes along, and if we're talking pipelines, generally when the Industrial Revolution hits, now everybody has one, and they want it to be easier and cheaper and
more of it.
And more of it.
Yeah.
That's where like these tubes and everything and whatever grease is
all
left
the tubes
just spills out.
Yeah.
And it's all over everything, getting everything all wet.
That's industry. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
Spraying all the tubes everywhere.
And so they want something that's easier to put on, more comfortable, lasts for a whole work day. Now, what we would consider to be the modern necktie is invented.
Yeah.
Could not find a name of the exact person who was like, well, what if it's like this and then it's like that? It just happened, I guess.
Sure.
However, in 1922, Jesse Langsdorff, nice fella, fancy fella, he figures out a way in which to cut fabric for neckties where you do something, and he did it in this shape that we all know is a result of that. So the necktie that we all know is known as the Langsdorff tie. Jesse Langsdorff.
I mean, that's obviously he has like the biggest imprint of an individual on what we consider the
Absolutely.
tie.
Way more so than any Croatian mercenary.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
So, I'm going to speed things way up.
Sure, let's do it. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready.
Prior to World War II, ties were much shorter and wider. Pants were worn much higher than, which is a thing you always hear. How high do you think they actually were, Jay?
2 inches above the belly button.
Above the belly button. I don't know 2 inches, but yeah. That's wild. That's a whole... That's a lot.
Yeah.
So they would have their tie go to like there. Yeah. And then they'd be wearing a coat. So
it's
then
so funny.
By around 44, they were getting wider and wilder, and the bold look became a thing. Which, if you look at pictures, it's nothing. But for then, I guess it was like...
Yeah, for then it was like, oh, wow, oh.
John, you got back from the war and your tie has a stripe on it. You're fucking nuts.
He's out of control.
By the early 50s, the bold look was replaced by the Mr. T look. Now, I did not think Mr. T got popular until much later.
He wasn't even alive.
But the Mr. T look was, everything was slimmer and longer. Ties got skinny and long, and clothes were more about fitting very tightly, draping, as you would say.
Much better fashion sense in the 50s.
Better.
Much better.
I think the 50s, your Mad Men look.
You Don Draper shit.
If we're talking suits and ties,
Sure.
That's the best it got.
That's the best it got. Yeah.
Then in the 60s, art pop movement leads to ties get crazy again. Everybody's getting a little wacky. There's going to be a soup can on it probably. By the 69 Summer of Love, ties are dead to the counterculture.
Yeah.
Has a damn noose around your neck.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing... It's the opposite of free love.
That's right.
It's a fucking tie.
This.
Absolutely. It's true.
They made a comeback in the 80s because of Wall Street assholes. Then by the 90s, it was back to like, that ain't rad, man.
So ties are really just like, I mean, we of course we know fashion goes in cycles, right?
Yes.
Bounces around, but ties are really a very centralized avatar for that phenomenon.
Absolutely.
And you're crazy. Oh, bring it back. Not so crazy. That looks cool too. Not crazy enough. Oh, too crazy. But like back and forth the whole fucking time.
And very much by like starting with the end of the 60s, it's like how much are we watching the counterculture? Who are we taking our cues from?
Ooh.
In the 80s, it was like, let's get back into that office and make the money. Then the 90s comes around, it's like, you can't skateboard in a tie. They're out again.
So it's kind of like taking a break. Or it's kind of like, depending on the decade, it's like, fuck it, let's go crazy, let's have fun. It's like, let's reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll do
ties a little bit more normal. And it's like, you know what, fuck this shit. We need to let our hair down a little bit. Crazy tie.
Yeah. Okay, your hair's gotten a little bit too long. Let's put a bag on it.
Yeah. And all the way back.
That's one that's never coming back, by the way. Bag wig,
thank God,
never coming back. I'm going to make that prediction now.
Yeah. I feel like maybe the goths would have brought it back, if anything. Maybe.
That's a very good call. Yeah.
Or Lady Gaga. Either one.
Yeah.
If neither of those...
Lady Goth.
Ooh. Lady Goth. All right. Let's see what that would look like. Whoa.
Whoa. It looks kind of like she looks.
Let's hear her breakout album, Monster.
The whole thing. And not in a different style. We're just going to listen to that album.
Time for the album. Whoop.
I don't think it worked.
Damn it. Well, YouTube, they're going to ding us.
Yeah.
And not the good, restful ding either.
So, the 90s, really, it never came back. In a big way. I mean, Mad Men being on the air probably gave it a little bump. But we have reached the point post then, and especially in the post-COVID era with everybody working from home.
Yeah. We're in a post-high world.
We're post-high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all just living in it.
Yeah. Post-high. Now, many of your top companies have casual dress requirements. They don't want you to wear a tie at Apple, Amazon, eBay, Genentech, Microsoft, Monsanto, or Google. They don't want you to wear a tie there.
See, but you know what? Some guy's going to come to work with a tie, dressed up like all that stuff, and people will be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's just going to be like, I like this. And next thing you know, everybody's going to be doing it because he doesn't look like a fucking idiot who works at fucking Amazon.
Yeah, with his Pud Buds in.
With his Pud Buds in. His Pud Buds are going to be out and he's going to be talking to people.
That's right.
People are going to be like, maybe there's a little bit something to this.
Yeah, and I long for the days when the persecution will end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
However, it will not be ending at IKEA. If you work at IKEA, ties are not allowed.
Ooh.
If you go in a tie, you're fired.
Wow. Oh, whoa. I can't believe that. That's crazy. That must be really cool there.
Yeah. Must be super chill.
See, I submit that the tie cycle that we've alluded to of things, being too businesslike and people recognizing that and swaying the other direction. And then being like, okay, let's get serious after that and bring it back. I think the cycle has just gotten deeper and a bit more extended. So I think we're going to have a huge return of ties.
Yeah, coming up like
coming up pretty
2040.
soon. Yeah, something like that.
But lasting for
2035, maybe something like that.
But lasting well into the 3000s, probably.
Star Trek time, yeah. Up until Star Trek.
Yeah, well, I mean, we know Picard wears one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's my prediction. I'm not Nostradamus over here, but
Yeah.
I can think of it sometimes. I think about stuff.
Not Stradamus, but with a K, like a tie.
Whoa! Fuck.
Casual Friday, the point at which you do not have to wear a tie at your job if you work at a place that you do normally have to wear the tie. Most companies now, Casual Friday is going to be casual Thursday and Friday. Some places, Wednesday, Thursday,
Are
Friday.
they fucking
Some
crazy?
places.
Huh? Don't tell me. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Yes.
Friday? What?
Meaning, Casual Friday has essentially been replaced with not Casual Monday. Is the only day of the week where you do wear a tie.
Oh, it's Formal Monday?
I hate formal Mondays.
Damn it.
Politicians have made waves recently in various places and outlets for not wearing ties. Andrew Yang didn't wear one at a debate. That was the first time that ever happened. Everybody freaked out about it. Mm-hmm. And he was like, hey, why don't you listen to what I'm talking about instead of looking at my tie? Mm-hmm. My issues are up here.
That's going to be the title of the episode, I think. Probably.
Okay.
At least a ding. A formal ding.
Then I have a list of the reasons why people would use clip-on ties. We have 9 of those. You want to hear them?
Yeah. No? Oil on your fingers is going to be one of them.
Oil on your finger? Coin time!
Whoa. Coin time.
Oh, the coins.
It's over.
1 or 2 of them were wearing little ties. 1 or 2. Not all of them.
I saw them.
Just a few, though. And that's been.
But that's why it was cut short.
Yeah.
Business.
They got places to be this week, the coins. Okay. I clicked on the clip-on tie article, assuming it would be as extensive as the regular tie and like who invented it and why and what. The clip-on tie article contains what a clip-on tie is, and then these 7, however many.
It's just a picture of Neil Hamburger, and that's it.
But it just is, here's what a clip-on tie is, here's some reasons people use them.
All right.
Clearly this article was written by somebody who had been made fun of for wearing clip-on ties. He was like, I can think of lots of reasons.
Edited by this guy for the last 10 years still.
Yeah. So, tightly tied standard neckties may be a source of irritation or discomfort. Some people, particularly children, don't know how to tie one, and they don't feel comfortable.
Who doesn't know how to tie one? And that's funny. That's real funny. Kids, like, definitely. What else? What else for tying?
Some persons with disabilities may be physically incapable of tying a tie, or it would be extremely hard. Police officers and security guards wear clip-ons so that if I'm a criminal and I grab you and try and choke you, snaps right off.
The old trick tie. Oldest tie trick in the book.
Oldest one.
Wanted to grab me by the tie.
Stopped so many crimes.
Yeah.
Some schools require the clip-on so that students cannot ever loosen them to try and look cool. Clip-on ties can be put on more quickly and more convenient, and they can be a safety precaution in manufacturings, avoiding your tie gets in the machine.
Industrial lathe. You don't want to get your tie caught in there.
No, you do not. Or on a big saw. Thank God that didn't happen. And so, lastly, before we go to break, I tried to Google what does the internet say is the future of the tie? And
we have already determined
we have already covered that, but I must read this. This is from the Wall Street Journal, and the Wall Street Journal cut me off after a paragraph and a half of their article and said, if you want to read the rest of this, you got to subscribe. And
what the fuck?
But the thing is, the paragraph and a half that I got was all I needed. and I'm going to read it to you now, and then we'll go to break.
Word.
In 2018, Routledge's, a 54-year-old classic men's clothing store in Colorado Springs, Colorado, sold a healthy 35 neckties a month. In 2020, that number has dipped to just 15. In an interview, the store's vice president, Luke Farrisee, joked that when he recently compared these sales figures, he cried a little bit. Ties were once an easy-to-sell accessory for Routledge's, with locals and tourists alike snatching them up. Today, neckwear sits largely ignored on the sales floor. During the pandemic year, oh-so-casual Zoom shirts leapfrogged corporate attire. Interest in the necktie, already waning in recent decades, was nearly extinguished. Saigo Katsuragawa, the proprietor of Saigo, a beloved tie-focused store in Manhattan's Upper East Side, said, and here is the final sentence that I was allowed to read. The guy who runs the tie store in Manhattan said, "This past year was the worst in his 30-year history." And he said, 9/11 was bad, but this was really
What? What? Seriously? Wow. That doesn't... I don't... Because it's like... Oh, he must be talking about like how it actually affected actual tie sales. But like, what? Maybe all the people that died in the towers were like loyal customers or something?
Maybe. Oh, maybe.
Fuck.
But, just... Boy. It's ties, man.
People bitch about 9/11 a lot, but what they don't understand is it really took a chunk out of the tie industry. Jesus Christ.
So there you go. If you want to hear the rest of that, Wall Street
Yeah.
Journal.
Yeah. Do you want people to have to pay to explain that shit? Wall Street Journal kind of backfired on that paywall, didn't it?
Yeah.
Fuckers. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. It's segment 3 of the Metafiles. You know, we're doing Y ties. Rhymes, so pretty funny. Y ties. You know,
Mai Tai. Mai Tai.
it's a drink, right? It's like a...
Yeah. It's got mint
Yeah.
involved. Never had one. Not a big mint guy.
Well, when it comes to alcohol, man, give me a mint julep.
Yeah.
A mint julep.
On the veranda.
Yeah, on a hot Louisiana summer day.
Come on out. We'll watch a few horse races and have a nice evening.
Yeah.
Have a few mint juleps and discuss our station in the community.
In a community. It's actually more of a Kentucky Derby type of thing, I suppose, now I think about it.
Okay, then let's do it again.
All right.
Hey, come on down to the veranda. We're gonna have us a good old time there.
Mint julep.
Should we check in with good old Paul McTabley real quick? We haven't spoken to him yet this episode, and we're still just kind of getting to know him. So,
Yeah, Paul.
Paul, do you wish you were wearing a tie? Oh no, it'd be laying flat on me. Wouldn't drape. It wouldn't drape. Thank you.
That was edifying.
Okay, Paul.
That was good. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul McTabley. Our table. Here we go.
Our table. It's
It's white ties.
It's white ties.
My
Yeah.
ties.
So, I mean...
It's like a drink, right?
So, right off the bat, you got... we want to be taken seriously. It's like a whole thing of like, whoa, you know, like that. Not like this, with a tie on your head.
Well, this is for party time.
Party time tie.
That's why I saved it for segment 3, because it's party time now.
White tie, white party time tie.
Segment 3 we think of as party time, and this is my party time tie, white tie.
Party time, what is it?
But that is like, this is almost making fun and having a little fun at the expense of the tie.
Yeah.
It's almost like when I'm wearing it like this and I'm party guy time,
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm not wearing it around my neck, So
You know what that means.
you know what that means.
Definitely, you ain't gonna see me in any meetings anytime soon with this shit around my head instead of my neck.
I can go to a meeting like this.
No, strictly parties.
But here's another thing. Now that I've made that point, it is a little hot. It is a little hot on my head.
Ooh, interesting.
So I'm gonna do the other great thing that there is to do with a tie, which is exactly, and it's why they give them clip-ons in schools, is so they can't do this. Because now I'm gonna do this move. Oh, it's been a long day.
Amazing.
And that's a great thing about a tie. It's fun to wear, fun to unwear.
Exactly.
And it's even better when you're at the true end of the day and you just, I don't need that anymore.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
A body can breathe again.
A rust pole can breathe, yeah. Nah, it's still on the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you're working here with the dings, you keep that tie on.
Yeah. Rust Pole and I have our own party time again when Metaphile
Yeah.
Studio is dark. That's when Rust Pole has a party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why the tie? It is a status symbol. It is purely decorative. It serves no function.
Yeah.
The-
There's
Oh, go ahead.
there's plenty of things that you wear, clothing items that are that you wear that are unnecessary.
Name one.
Name one clothing item that's unnecessary.
I bet any clothing item you
choker.
name. Let's keep so that you choke.
Is that it's necessary that you choke?
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Earrings.
yeah. Okay, got me. you thought of two.
But like, well, now I had a whole fucking thing, and then I can't fucking remember it, man.
I'm sorry. That plenty of clothing items are unnecessary.
Oh yeah,
The
but
tie.
but they look good.
Yeah.
You just wear them just because they look good. Was all I was trying to say. They look good. And that's the only reason. It's like a tie. I don't know. Does it really look that good when it's taken out of context completely from like a formal setting? A
Well,
tie is just like, I guess it's kind of like your head is up on this like stand.
yeah. It draws.
That's kind of cool.
It draws a line.
Yeah, it's like,
It
where's this guy's
creates-
head? Oh, hey, what's up? I'm Jason.
Like with you, if I'm trying to find your head, it's like, no, that's his arm.
You go
now.
right past. And it's-
Yeah. Well, I'm following the line and it just led to your arm. Which
Yeah.
is not your head.
Big problem.
Big problem. The tie would solve this problem. I think that, okay. Now we live in a world where kids are walking around with green hair. Yeah.
The dismal tide.
Yes. But for a long time,
Yeah.
it just was the case. Men had very few options with which to accessorize.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
The tie was one.
Yeah. Little extra little thing you could put on your shit.
Yeah. And so, much like a person having selected their earrings or their choker, for the man to have chosen his tie, how wild is it? And the suit jacket
Yeah.
upon it. It shows a putting in of effort, and it indicates character. The kinds of tie I would wear versus the kind of tie you would wear if you did wear them
Sure.
would be different. I think we would have vastly different taste in a good tie versus a bad tie.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, I mean, you get your point. But I mean, yeah, maybe it's time for us to do a classic. What this podcast is founded on. Zoom out. We're thinking about just ties specifically, but like, why do you choose any article of clothing at all, at any point? What it comes down to is this thing that you're putting on your body. that other people are gonna see. Like that's the most ontological aspect of a piece of clothing is the visual aspect.
Mm-hmm. Well, beyond shelter from the elements, and
but even then,
as far as pants, like not getting kicked out of places.
Sure, but yeah. But it wasn't always quite like that. Plenty of people are in climates where they don't need clothes.
That's true.
As far as protection from the elements. And there's no gas stations even 100 years ago. Well, we did that episode. There was. Even 120 years ago, there wasn't even gas stations.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere. And even if there were, you'd probably get in there without a shirt.
Probably. Maybe even without pants.
Sure.
Then we came along and wrecked it.
Mm-hmm. With our fucking ties.
We ruined it all. And,
no shirts, no shoes, no ties, no service.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And do we blame France for this?
Yeah. Pretty
Is
easy.
Is France the reason that I gotta wear pants to a restaurant?
Yeah. Let's see what you would look like if France never existed. Let's see what that... Oh, that makes sense. Huh. You're going to have to do all the research for that one.
Jay, I didn't look at the fact tube while it was turned on. Can you tell me what was on it?
Fred, not buddy. I mean, that's just... Well, I honestly did. I told you it's you, but France never existed.
Okay.
So you have to put that on the fact tube.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Do a little beat too.
Me mommy and me pappy. Me mommy and me pappy.
Oh yeah, let me make it a little bit easier for you.
Please.
Me mommy and me pappy. And me pappy.
It's me.
So why
ties? Okay, what I'm really getting down to is like zoom out, as in like, why do you put what's the okay? Think about it.
Okay.
What's the you put on an article of clothing, people are gonna see it. That's the main thing.
Right. When I put on a tie.
Yeah.
I think people are going to think this looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But why do I think that? Because the world has told me that that's the case. But then it's also told me that it wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was, and then it wasn't, and then it was, and then it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's true?
So, is that what we're doing? What's true? Like we're just that's what this podcast is about now, is uncovering the truth.
Well, since you love the fucking fact tube so much.
Shit.
No, I think to get to the why of this one, we do need to know what's true. We don't always need that, but does a tie look good? I think yes, but why do I think that? Is it because society says I do?
You're hitting on it there with like it being a reaction to something. You know, that's the whole thing. It's a very fundamental paradigm. Is a reaction. So much of what we do is a reaction.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's because there's a template, a palette, a canvas of what is there upon which to paint, and what you paint, you know, informs anybody and everybody of so much.
Yeah.
And in fashion, it's just like, you know.
So I'm gonna paint.
Well, it's the tie dichotomy, real quick, of being serious and being very open and not serious, and putting a fucking naked lady on the back of your tie, or like on the front of your tie, putting a can of soup or something. You said. That's just an example of that.
Yeah. Or
you know.
The Rust Pole looks good in a tie, but
it does.
A really, really stupid tie.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good.
A
person who was wearing that would look better if they weren't wearing that, no matter what else they're wearing.
And see, that's the opposite. This is helping us because that's the opposite of why you wear clothing.
Right. That's like you're saying, I'm wearing a tie, but I'm not wearing a tie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing a horn.
Even if you played that exact horn, you wore this tie, it still would be a dumb tie.
And that's who that's for.
Yeah.
Is like a high school band leader.
Yeah.
That's who that's ties for.
Yeah.
Let's
Ooh.
Let's get it off.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say let's see that high school
No.
band. No?
No.
Okay, I definitely know how to take off a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do know how to tie one, and I do know how to take one off too. So, anyways, we can just we can cut to me having the tie like being off of the fact tube. You just cut to that, right? Because like I know how to tie one, two, but not just. Oh, that was easy. Fuck, it's still tied. Okay, hold on. Did you cut all that out?
So,
Looking good.
sometimes to know the why, we must know the why not. Why not a tie? If Croatian mercenaries had never had anything on their neck, would the outcome of the 30-year war be different? Would France have figured out something else they liked instead? I'm going to paint us a painting.
Sure.
You were talking about paintings.
Yeah.
What if the French,
Uh-huh.
who love paintings,
They do.
had, instead of a Croatian mercenary wearing a neckerchief, had seen a mercenary from Tübingen, Germany, who was wearing a painting around his neck, like Flavor Flav wears a clock,
Sure.
and it was a painting of a sunset.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the Parisians say, "Oh, a painting around the neck. This is nice." Would we all be walking around now with like Polaroids hanging right here instead?
Interesting. So what you're saying is that if Croatians wore anything else around their necks during the 30 Years' War, whatever they decided to wear would replace ties right now.
We'd be wearing some modernized version of that, yes. Modernized.
Sure. Maybe that word would be different in such a world.
Modern-eyed.
Yeah.
I took a mistake and made something good.
Yeah.
Kind of like the tie.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, neckerchiefs look stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do something a little bit unprecedented.
Oh.
There's no reason why that it's a fucking tie. There's no why. We just wear them because of, dumb happenstance. There is no why. The why is the simple history of what happened.
Jay,
It's just it could be a Polaroid.
I respect here on episode 49 your attempt to be unprecedented. I cannot abide it.
So I'm the soup can on the tie, and you're the tight tie.
Yeah, I'm the taskmaster now.
Whoa.
No, we've done so many of these, and we've never allowed ourselves to say there is no why. We did one about haircuts, and we said why of that.
That was a very obvious why.
Why?
Ties is like, it could be fucking anything.
Why haircuts? Answer why haircuts right now, and I want to know how close
I
it
don't
is
need
to
to
your why
remember
haircuts.
it.
No,
it's
say it right
on
now.
a podcast.
No,
that
but
you
say
can-
why haircuts right now, and we'll
Give me 2 minutes. We talked about this last week.
It's going to take you longer than that. You're going to have to go watch the whole segment 3 of haircuts.
Because it's going to just keep growing. And you want to be presentable. And you don't want it to get in your eyes all the time.
Okay. If 2 people walked into this studio right now unannounced, and one was wearing a tie, and one was wearing a garbage bag, which one are you more scared of?
I don't know. That's like saying, like, do you want to eat a hamburger or a bag of nails?
Well, when we get to the Why Hamburger episode, we will discuss that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, well, I gotta eat something other than a bag of nails. Like,
I mean, true.
that's not a why.
The tie, there is a why to the tie. It's decorative.
Is there a why to the
It's not utilitarian, which is a big reason
I
that
guess
you
what I'm
didn't
s-
like haircuts.
I guess my point is that it could have, like you were saying, it could be all kinds of stupid shit.
Yes.
Fashion-wise, it doesn't matter exactly what it is or even what it's called. It's just because certain things transpired in the past to where just that motherfucker that cut it into this shape that you were talking about.
Yeah. What's that guy?
Yeah, he.
Jesse Langsdorff.
That guy.
Yeah, he. You know, if he didn't come along and decide that, spend 5 minutes in his dumbass little workshop and cut that shit up.
Hey. He's a nice fella. I'm gonna let you talk about him that way.
It could be anything. There's no why to specifically tie. And you know what? I'm going to stand by this. And if you don't like it, you can find another podcast, pal. You can go co-host with somebody else.
Fine. I'm gonna go start the Eagle Screaming podcast.
No, you better not.
There is a why tie. There is. It's decorative. It looks cool. It looks cool.
Okay. Well,
And this is something that I knew was going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We must decide the tie's fate
Yeah.
and its villain and all of these things that we must do at the end. And
So-
I knew going into this one that we're going to have a tough time agreeing on where the tie gets to exist in its afterlife.
Sure.
We have not always agreed. There's at least one time in the past where we just said different things and that was fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be that. But
Yeah.
I'm putting the tie in Pinewood, man. I think they're cool.
So, you know what? Okay. Everything I've said is like, don't get me wrong, a well-worn tie is pretty cool. I like Mad Men. It's a great TV show. Great ties all around.
Yeah.
They look good. Okay, fine. I'll wear a tie if I want to look cool and like in that kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put them in Pinewood, sure.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not against ties.
Great.
They're interesting in that they just took on the shape and the functionality around the neck and all that shit that they did.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know. But I'm not against ties. No, I'll put them in the Pinewood, and I'll wear a tie. Sure.
Okay.
I just need the surrounding suit to fit well around my muscle-bound form.
Right. Yeah. And
So,
for
yeah.
your heaving chest to not
Uh-huh.
rip through and your rippling neck not rip through the material.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
And
So they're in Pinewood, and we don't sing the song anymore. What's the villain?
hippies.
Yes. Yep.
Absolutely.
One and done. Yeah, villains are the villains of hippies are the villains of ties. So okay, here's another thing. In last week's episode, I jokingly said every episode moving forward should have a lesson.
Oh, yeah.
But
I love that.
yeah, I know, and I do think it's real. And I do think we should at least try and make it real. Maybe it'll be like the 5-word review and it will only last for a little bit of time.
Sure.
Maybe it'll be like The Man in Me by Bob Dilkow and it will only last a little bit of time. But we should at least try.
I think the lesson here is that as much as you may think that we may have a problem or disagree with something, it's not always true. We may easily agree with something. And, we might be wrong about that, and it's not even a big deal that we built up in our head and be like, oh, me and Jay are going to go round and round.
Yeah.
That where it should be in Pinewood or the Trap Drawer or wherever else. But no, actually, you were wrong, and we agree way more than
And so me as the
you were worried about.
the tie wearing taskmaster and you as
Yeah.
the not even buttoning the top button guy,
We can come together.
we can come together. And maybe one way to really prove that is if one time we get to hear an eagle scream. Once.
Nope. This is part of the sign off that I say.
This is the part of the sign off that Bye.
No,
No?
not bye.
Oh.
I was doing the intros and the outros.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Bye with a caveat of this isn't over. Bye.
Hello there. It's almost the end of the show, but not quite. I'm Zach Caffrey,
I'm Jason Ford.
and you just watched the episode of Metaphiles that you watched, and now you're seeing this. And it's the part where we say, it's like us, subscribe to us, comment about it,
Get on our shit.
get on it, build a little community with us. You're all a part of it. It's a nice little world we have here.
It's just a big ball of liking and subscribing and comments.
And it's wonderful to do. And you like doing it. You do.
You do.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
And this week, why not make a comment about bye.
Bye-bye.
Metaphiles.